in social justice, environmentalism, all of it. And these talks are here to cover a wide range of subjects, and it will challenge your assumptions and broaden your horizons. But it's not just the speakers that make Identify Talks so special. It's also a very vibrant community of thinkers, innovators, doers that come together at this event. So thank you so much for coming. The UN General Assembly has proclaimed 23rd September. Come on in. Okay. The UN General Assembly has proclaimed 23rd September, that's tomorrow, as the International Day of Sign Languages in order to raise awareness of the importance of sign language in the full realization of the human rights of people who are deaf. And so the theme for this year is a world where deaf people everywhere can sign anywhere. The power of sign languages lies not only in the ability to convey information, but in their capacity to foster inclusivity. By learning and promoting sign language, we are breaking barriers and promoting a more inclusive world. And our speaker is a strong advocate for the same. Dr. Kasturi Kulkarni is an impeccable individual who has worked as a special educator for the children with hearing loss at Aliyavar Jung National Institute of Speech and Hearing Disabilities, Divyanjan, Mumbai for 3 years. She worked as an assistant professor at Hashu Advani College of Special Education, Chembur for the past 12 years. And at present, she's working as a senior consultant education with Xavier's Resource Center for the Visually Challenged, XRCVC, at St. Xavier's College, Mumbai. She has been awarded with Kathak Visharda and Tabla Visharad, which is equivalent to graduation from Akhil Bhartiya Gandharva Mahavidyalaya Mandal. Let's welcome Dr. Kulkarni with a round of applause.
Thank you everybody. And let us start our today's session. I'm very happy to see such a huge amount of participation. So hope you had good lunch. And let us start with a sensitization activity. Okay. So do you all carry your note writing pads, books? Please open it. I'm going to give you a dictation. Laptop is fine, no problem. Laptop is fine. You just switch on your laptop. Shall we start? Ready? Ready? So this is just a activity, okay? So let us imagine that we are in a school setup and just write down subject English. Subject English. Today's date 22nd September 2023. Topic story. So in today's story, you are supposed to type or write, okay? In today's story, we have two friends, Raju and Pappu. Both of them are best friends. One day, what happened? What happened to you all? Why are you not writing down? Are you able to comprehend? This is the world of students with hearing loss in a regular classroom. Okay, because they are not able to hear, and the teacher in a regular setup usually uses verbal communication, and the students are lost. Same is the scenario, how you experienced it. Okay, the moment auditory input stopped, everybody started looking at my face for visual cues. Okay, my facial expressions, if I'm using anything, any signs. Okay, so This is our natural response. The moment our auditory input stops, we start looking for visual input. Okay, and sign language is all about this visual cues. Okay, sign languages are visual. There is no script in a sign language. Now suppose, okay, I use some signs and you have to recognize what it is. Okay. Continuation. In continuation to the story. Okay. So we had stopped. There were two best friends. One day, some idea you got when I use signs. It is not blank. So signs help to create a context. Okay, some context about what the speaker is speaking. Okay, so this is what is sign language. Okay, so it is for all hearing people. Okay, first language is always our mother tongue because we hear continuously somebody is speaking at home and we pick up that language. But for deaf individuals who are born deaf, okay, for them first language is sign language. Okay, because it is visual. Okay, now we will move on to our next activity. I have typed one message here. Okay, now everybody of you, please think how will you pass this message to a deaf person? Simple message. Please give 4 red balloons, 5 chocolates, 10 umbrellas to that little boy. Simple message. ये आप कैसे भेजोगे to any deaf person? Simple. Just use of gestures. Okay. 5 chocolates, umbrella. Okay. This is one way. And what else? But how do you define color? Yeah, we have signs for colors also. Or you can maybe point out colors. And what else? Exactly. We can write down a message and we can pass it to a person. So one is sign language. Second is reading and writing. What is the third channel? Showing. Okay. Which everybody of us, we all use. Listening and speaking. Okay. So these are the main communication options which we can use with any deaf person. Listening and speaking. Okay. We assume that sign language will be used by each and every deaf person, but it is a myth. Okay. It is a matter of preference. Whether to use signs, whether to use speech, who will decide it? The individual person. It is his or her own preference. Okay. So we can use listening and speaking, reading and writing, sign language, sign system. Okay. And there is one more thing which helps as a supportive medium to all these communication channels, and that is called as speech reading. Okay. Many people say it is called as lip reading. So we just look at the lips of a person, but that has been outdated. Okay. In speech reading, we look at the entire face, the facial expressions. So that is called as speech reading. Now I want one volunteer to come over here. Anybody can come. That person has to act as a deaf individual. Yeah. What's your good name? Okay. So he is just stand over here. Turn to the audience. Now he is a deaf person. Okay. Now I have to call him. If I shout at the top of my voice, Sumit, he won't turn back. Okay. So these are simple coming. What I have to do? Just tap at the back. So and then he will look at me. This is one thing. Okay. Thanks. If there is any employee or any of your friend or a relative who is having a deaf person at home or in office, then always ensure that there is proper light arrangement. Okay? Because deaf people look at the facial expressions more than our voice. Okay, so light should fall on our face when we are communicating with a deaf person. एंड जैसे हम बात करते हैं रेगुलर, आपने ऐड देखा है मेंटोस का, मेंटोस खाया थोड़ा देर देर, सो द रेट ऑफ स्पीच has to be really very slow. Okay, otherwise they won't be able to comprehend our speech. Okay, this is a simple question for you all. What are the different purposes for which we can use English language? We can watch movies, chatting, then what else? Studying purpose, work. Okay, so for all these purposes, we can use sign language. Okay, so many people feel that sign language cannot be used by for any other purposes. So it is a myth. We can use sign language for all those purposes for which we can use a any verbal language. Now, what we will do, I will sign a simple story. Okay, and you have to recognize what that story is all about. उसके बाद we will discuss about important features. ठीक है कि साइन लैंग्वेज में क्या क्या होता है. ओके, कैन वी स्टार्ट? Story is simple, content is simple. Don't focus on the content, focus on features. ठीक है, so let's begin. Story or cover? Which story is covered? Now, what is the difference between a verbal story and this story? Fine. Yes, we used only signs. Did I speak a single word? Did I say black crow? He was very thirsty. And did I sign simultaneously? Did I speak and sign simultaneously? No. Okay. So the main feature of any sign language is that it is used to replace speech. Okay. So we cannot speak when we are signing. So let us have a look at other features. So in sign language, only main concepts in a sentence have a sign. Okay. For example, I want to go home. So in English, we have so many words. I want to go home. Full stop. But in sign, it will be fast. I have 5 cars. So in English, how many words? I have 5 cars. Full stop. But in sign, only concepts will have a sign. So how it will be? Finish. Okay, so it is very quick. Understood. Coming to the next point. Every sign language has its own independent grammar. Okay, many people feel that it is only क्या इशारे ही है इसमें. No, it is a language. If you want to learn French, if you want to learn German, we attend classes, right? Similarly, for learning sign language, we have to attend coaching classes. We have 6 months, 1 year diploma programs, certificate programs in sign language. Then we also have to undergo exams. So it has a proper grammar. Okay. Now there is a sentence I have written here. Raju enjoyed 5 biscuits. Okay. So how many signs there will be? Only 4 signs. Raju enjoyed biscuit. That's it. Okay. So it is very quick. Just have a look at this statement. And what is your opinion? Sign language is the same all over the world. What do you think? It's not true. Should. So if you learn sign language in India, will it be the same in other countries? So this is a myth. Okay, this is not true. Every country has its own sign language. So in India, we have Indian Sign Language. And how do we sign it? This is the sign for Indian Sign Language. Okay, short form is acronym is ISL. Okay, so different countries will have their own sign language, and we have to learn that country's sign language. Okay, grammar is different, vocabulary is different. So, fact is that each country has its own sign language. Many individuals think that sign language is the language of hands only. Okay, so if we sign very fast, that means we are expert signers. Okay, no, that is a myth. Actually, sign language covers facial expressions, the way our posture, body movements, mood, everything comes under sign language. Okay. So if you want to communicate any message, our facial expressions play a very important role. I am sad. There is only one side in this sentence. Sad. Okay. अगर मैं इतना ही करूंगी, nobody will understand. But if I use facial expressions, then everybody will understand sign language. So facial expressions are a very important part of sign language. Sign language has been invented by other people to help deaf people. What do you think? Is it true or false? Do we know who invented English? Who invented Hindi? Who invented Hindi? No idea. Similarly, this language, sign language, is invented by deaf community themselves. Okay, they have developed their own signs for a particular concept. When deaf people started coming together, they developed signs for different concepts. So sign languages evolved. Nobody hearing people have not developed any kind of a sign language to help deaf people. It is their original language. They have evolved naturally. This is very important myth. Sign languages have no grammar. This is not correct. Each and every sign language has its own grammar. Okay. So when we sign, there is a sequence in it, and that is what is are the rules of a sign language. Okay. Now, if we have to develop a sentence in English, okay, simple sentence. I want to go home. Same if we want to translate in sign language, then the rule is different. Okay. All the verbs and numbers come at the end of a sentence. Okay. So that way we have to sign. I have 2 cars. Okay. So how we can sign it? I cars have 2. Okay. And it has to be fast. Okay. Not slowly like we talk. So cars too, that's it. So there are many rules about it. Even past tense, present tense. So if a sentence is signed in a present tense, we use this sign. If it is past, if it is future tense. So all these signs we have to learn in the sign language grammar. Now coming to Indian Sign Language. Okay, what is Indian Sign Language? So in our country, we have more than 18 million individuals with deafness, and Indian Sign Language is their mother tongue. Okay, so this sign language is used in India, then few parts in Pakistan and Nepal because they are our neighboring countries. Okay, like how we have dialects in our regional languages, Hindi, Marathi. Similarly, there are dialects even in sign language. Okay. What happens is vocabulary. Okay, signs remain more or less same, but sorry, differ, but grammar is the same. For example, here, deaf community in Mumbai, दिवाली का sign कैसे करते हैं? Okay, but if you go to Delhi, they have a different sign. It is like this. Okay, but grammar will be same. Okay, so have you heard about deaf community? Do you have anybody of you is a part of a deaf community or a deaf group? So deaf community is a cultural aspect of deafness. Okay, the followers of a deaf community consider that they are a separate group. Okay, so they are different from hearing community. Now, in our society, we have different communities. We have Hindu community, Parsi community, Gujarati community. Okay. Now, all these communities coexist. एक साथ रहते हैं. Okay. Majority community कौन सी है? Let us take example of Hindu community. Okay. But they don't force their rights, rituals on minority community. Right. Similarly, deaf people expect that they are a minority community, deaf community. Okay, and what is their important feature? Sign language. Okay, majority community, which is the hearing community, should not force their verbal language on the minority community. We cannot force them to speak. They should be given freedom to use sign language. If we want to be a part of deaf community, we have to learn sign language and different types of features if we want to be a part of deaf community. Okay, so followers of deaf community are represented by capital D to show that it is a cultural difference. Okay, a person who is biologically deaf, ठीक है, जिसमें hearing loss है 90 decibel and more, who is deaf at congenital deafness at birth, will be denoted by small d. That is a biological deafness. Okay. Cultural deafness means what? All those who use sign language. Okay. They may be hearing. Okay. That is a cultural difference. And those who are a part of a deaf community are represented by capital letter D. तो इसमें कौन कौन उसके मेंबर हो सकते हैं डेफ कम्युनिटी के? Interpreters. Yes, sign language interpreters, deaf people themselves, hard of hearing. Have you heard the term hard of hearing? Hard of hearing means partially deaf. Okay. They can be a part of deaf community. And who else? Anybody who is interested in communicating using sign language can be a part of deaf community. Okay. Then all the siblings of deaf adults, children of deaf adults. So the acronym is CODA. CODA means children of deaf adults. SODA is siblings of deaf adults. Okay. Now, even though they are biologically hearing, okay, even they are a part of deaf community because they are culturally deaf. Culturally, they are able to use sign language. So even they are naturally part and parcel of a deaf community. Now let us learn few signs. Okay. So if you come across a deaf individual, and you want to greet him, just few signs we will learn. Okay. So how do we say hello in a sign language? So it is hello. Hello. Okay. Greetings, good morning, good afternoon. Okay, so this is the sign for good. Okay, so how do we sign? Good morning. Okay, and if it is good afternoon, good afternoon. Okay, now we will learn few basic finger spellings. Okay, so from A to Z. Start, let us start. So I will give you a demo, then you have to repeat after me. Okay, this is the sign for A. Both hands. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, F, G, H, I, J, J, K, L, then N, O, E, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Y. Straight like this, keep it like this, Y and Z. Okay, now I'll give you 2 minutes time to practice that. Finger spell your name. You have to finger spell your name. W is like this. W. W. One. X can do this. This is W. That is M. That is N. So just practice it for 2 minutes and quickly everybody has to sign your name. Who is ready? Anybody ready? I. S. So who is ready to sign your name? I can do 4 letters. No, I will. S U M I I R. So if you have to clap in sign language, it is silent clap. Who wants to go next? Anybody wants to try? Please come. Now she will sign and you have to tell the name. I don't know your name. I will only give you. A. A. N. A. N. One more minute. Next. Please come. G. E. That is it. L. Niger. Oh, nice thing. Okay, good. Now we will practice numbers from 1 to 10. Ready, everybody?
Yeah.
So this is the sign for. What did I say? We cannot speak when we are silent. Okay? Don't say this. Some will use this is wrong. Only this is the sign for stick. 9.
Where do you put the thumb?
10. Simple. Now I will give you 6. That is the sign for 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I will give you 2 minutes for practicing. Then we will have an activity.
Nine.
9. That is right. 9. Ready? Can we start? So I want 2 volunteers. One from this side and one from this side. Anybody can. Come on. 2 volunteers. So we have one volunteer as already. Okay. Ready? Now you have to share your mobile number. And you have to share in sign language. Numbers only. Who wants to go first? Everybody will guess whether the number is right.
You can take it as fast as
Just say it. Just say it.
9, 4, 8, 4, 2, 1, 6.
Now it is your turn, and you have to sign your birth date. Numbers only. This is the sign for numbers.
First. 10. First.
1, 7.
17.
DD
17. Or 1 7.
DD and 1 by as well. That's it.
7. 0. 3. 17 March. 1. 9. 9. 9. 17th March.
Okay, good. Now I want 2 more volunteers. Again, one from my right side, one from the left. One more volunteer from this side. Now you have to think about any number and you have to tell the person to sign. Any digits. Okay. Ready? I have to tell him. Yeah, tell him to sign. Tell the amount and he will sign it for you. And you have to sign 9381. Just face the audience. Three.
Wait. Is it
8, 9381. This is the sign for 8. Now you think about one number and share it. 1769. This good. Okay. So we have a national anthem in sign language. Okay. So now I would like to come and conclude the session with this final national anthem in sign language. I request everybody to rise for the national anthem. It's not playing. Just be in the center of the room. Thank you.
We think the session is not over. Fix it back down. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kulkarni. I think that was a very enriching session. I would like to open the floor if you have any questions about what we've just learned or anything else for Dr. Kulkarni.
Are there any common words that we should know about sign language?
Actually, there are many. I just introduced few like hello, how are you? Okay, thank you. Okay, sad, happy. So if you visit, there is one website, and the name of that institute is Indian Sign Language Research and Training Institute (ISLRTC). It is the apex body for sign language studies in our country. So they have developed one dictionary, which is Picture, which has common signs for communicating in day-to-day life, and it is available on Google. So just check out, and you will get all the signs which we can use in daily communication. You are a Kathak Vishara. So, do these people learn like Kathak or? Yeah, nowadays we have a very advanced technology available and it is called as cochlear implant. Everybody must have heard about it. Cochlear implant. Okay. So it is a kind of amplification device which is surgically implanted in our cochlea. Okay. So with that amplification device, even if a pin falls down, that minute sound you can hear with an implant. So many of the girls are learning different types of art forms using cochlear implant and other advanced technologies because they can hear in a better manner. So while dancing, we have to say some words like the tals. So that tals, how they are. So there is in tal there are certain things which are visual, but the rhythm they have to listen to and they have to follow. Any other question?
Can deaf people hear like certain rhythms and vibrations that don't require hearing directly?
Um, can you ask the question again?
So can deaf people can they hear like certain rhythms or say some vibration or something that they can feel, but not hear through the ears? Can they like hear that, or is there like no sense of any rhythm?
Now it depends upon the hearing sensitivity of each and every deaf person. Suppose the person is a mild hearing, then he will be able to enjoy the music, different types of songs. But as the hearing loss goes on increasing, then it becomes difficult. But rhythm, yes, they can hear. And nowadays we have different types of devices available which are called as vibrators. So they vibrate on the rhythm. Okay? So that gives a sense of rhythm to deaf people.
Okay, on behalf of Identify, we would like to thank Dr. Kulkarni for coming to Identify Talks and creating awareness on sign languages
Thank you.
and the challenges that are faced by individuals with an hearing impairment. We have Paritosh here. I'm requesting him to come forward and give Dr. Kulkarni a token of our appreciation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very insightful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, picture, sorry.
Thank you.
As we celebrate International Day of Sign Languages, let us remember that the world without barriers is possible. Together, we can build a more inclusive society where everyone's voice is heard, no matter how they choose to communicate. Let us advocate for accessible education, employment opportunities, and social inclusion for individuals. I believe together we can all make a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think it was a really good session.
Thank you.
Thank you.